The most unexpected impression that I got watching Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness is that this movie is not suitable for children. I mean, really. You'll know what I mean in a moment. Hello, Namaskar, welcome, Swagatam. So the MCU continues its multiversal journey with its latest outing right after Moon Knight. In this installment of Tinsel Talk, I'll discuss spoiler-free about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Moon Knight technically ended before Doctor Strange hit the theaters, but I haven't been able to watch the finale, so that discussion will have to wait a bit. As soon as the Moon Knight discussion video is up, you will find its link here and also down in the description box of this video. Moving on, Doctor Strange comes fresh out of his tussle with the reality of a multiverse and his interactions with our favorite web slinger in Spider-Man No Way Home.
We tampered with the stability of space-time. The multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little.
Technically, this is a solo movie, but with the MCU, the regular definitions of a solo movie and a multi-starrer team up, they don't apply. That being said, there is no doubt that this movie is about Doctor Strange and all the multiversal versions of him played deftly by Benedict Cumberbatch. The story goes like this. There is a multiversal traveler, America Chavez, who is chased by demons and monsters. She trusted Doctor Strange from another universe, another dimension, to save her. She was disappointed and then she stumbles upon this universe, the Earth 616 universe. And it's Doctor Strange, the Strange we know. Now you'll agree that Doctor Strange is not an easy character to like. He exudes arrogance. He's not exactly selfish, but is, for the lack of a better term, narcissistic. The movie does a good job of pointing this out in several different ways, including putting this question out in the open. Did Doctor Strange have the right to decide giving Thanos the Time Stone was indeed the only play?
There was no other way.
There is a multiversal madness going on, but in heart, this is the story of Doctor Strange. How he finally believes in something, in someone other than himself. So, as we see, while America Chavez is being chased by monsters, she is given refuge at Kamatage by the Sorcerer Supreme Wong. Doctor Strange goes to Wanda Maximoff for help. Wanda, or the Scarlet Witch, she is straight out of her own tragic misadventure in WandaVision, and she has a nice surprise in store. As the villain is revealed and Kamatage is attacked, Doctor Strange and America Chavez embark on a mind-bending journey across universes and realities, meeting several Doctor Stranges and several other beloved characters of Marvel Comics, which, well, we had been waiting for years. I did the hard thing of keeping off of the internet before watching the movie, because watching all those characters, all those cameos on the big screen would have been ruined for me if I had watched most of them in the dozens of TV spots and teasers. Anyway, as Doctor Strange meets all these new characters and realizes that regardless of how dangerous the villain chasing America is, the multiverse seems to think that Doctor Strange was the greater threat.
Greatest threat to our universe is you.
The villain close at his heels and the allies and protectors of the multiverse going off the board like pieces in a chess game. Well, Doctor Strange only has one ally left, Christine Palmer. With Christine, Doctor Strange gears up for the final climactic multiversal conflict to save an innocent life. And I must say, this is one of the most exciting finale fights as far as the MCU movie climax fights go. Of course, not counting the Infinity War and Endgame type of epic confrontations, but you are in for a treat with this climax. Now, this movie is not a personal movie, as in, unlike most movies, the stakes are not deeply personal for the protagonist, Doctor Strange. That is not necessarily a bad thing. This is completely in line with Doctor Strange's personality, as we know in the MCU, and how Doctor Strange movies have been built up. Talking about the story, as soon as the villain's motive was revealed, it was clear how the villain could be defeated in the end, how the villain would eventually self-destroy. So the story is not about conquering the villain, but to survive and fight till that point of no return. The journey is incredible. The movie is a mind-bending treat to watch, even though a little shy on heart. I have a chance to repeat Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness in IMAX again after having watched it in a normal movie theater once. So I hope to have my mind blown even more. I'll share my IMAX experience with you too. Talking about my experiences, it is my experience that those viewers who subscribe to my channel stay happier in their lives. Don't you agree? Well, whether you agree with that or not, you clicking that red subscribe button will mean a great deal to me. So please, just one click. Go ahead. Done? Thank you. Moving to the deeper analysis of the movie experience, the feel. Sam Raimi as a director has adapted this MCU story and has made it his own, in his own vision, with a nice soundtrack by Danny Elfman. The soundtrack has the inherent epicness that is associated with Danny Elfman's scores, but I wasn't blown away with the music. As for the directorial touch on everything in this movie, even with the MCU humor, which is sometimes hit and sometimes miss, the tone of the movie overall is darker than we are used to. And there are deaths, a lot of deaths. And not just people dying with bullets and swords and explosions, but people burning and disintegrating. And there is lingering blood. As I said, this movie is not suitable for younger audience. There is even a jump scare which I wasn't expecting at all. Now the obvious question, do you really have to watch the Doctor Strange, the first movie, and WandaVision, the Disney Plus series, to fully enjoy this movie? Well, it's not that simple. I'd say Doctor Strange's first outing is not an essential watch to enjoy this movie. But you must have had watched Avengers Infinity War and Endgame and Spider-Man No Way Home. The story of this movie is self-sufficient and complete, but to get the emotional weight of Wanda Maximoff in this movie, you need some background, and that comes from WandaVision. Wanda Maximoff has a major role to play in this movie, and her presence makes for a show of some Thanos level power. She brings most of the emotional weight to the movie too. But really, you can't appreciate what Wanda is doing and what she is coming from without having watched WandaVision first.
I sacrificed everything, and it meant nothing.
Incidentally, out of the 6 Disney Plus Marvel shows that are out there, I absolutely loved WandaVision a lot more than all the others. Check out this link for my thoughts on WandaVision. But talking about the Disney Plus Marvel shows, another show that you should have watched before Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is What If. Again, this is not essential, but watching Doctor Strange's journey in What If, the animated Marvel show, that will give you much depth into the Doctor Strange we see on screen here in the Multiverse of Madness. So overall, all the MCU tropes aside, all the dozens of references to the known MCU and the cameos from the Marvel comic book characters who appeared in the MCU for the first time, there is still a lot of enjoyment in the movie. The absolutely stunning visual imagery is one thing, but that is not all. The imagination that went into telling this story is some next level amazing. Obviously, I'm not talking only about the mirror dimension and the other mind-bending worlds and realities that we have come to associate with Doctor Strange's presence on the screen, but the cinematography, that is amazing. And at some instances, the scene hits harder because of how the scene is constructed, more than the acting or the special effects. One scene when Wanda was separated from her twin children from another universe, that was heartbreaking to watch. There is one battle between Doctor Strange from 2 different realities. Even if it might feel a little derivative of a vaguely similar scene from a 2004 Chinese martial arts comedy, Kung Fu Hustle, well, it was still stunning to watch. If you have watched the movie, you will know which scene I'm talking about. And do let me know what you felt about that scene. And what follows that scene is the climactic confrontation, which is really some next level visual imagery. As I said earlier, defeating the villain wasn't going to be a big reveal or a huge show stealer for me, because I knew what would happen as soon as the villain's motive was revealed. How Doctor Strange actually got around to it, how he handled the fight was worth watching. So, all in all, as you can see from the length of this spoiler-free discussion, there is really a lot to talk about Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. Most of the talk will take us into spoiler territory. So, here is my takeaway. I give Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness 7 thumbs ups out of 10. What do you think? Have you watched the movie yet? If you liked my review, please do leave a thumbs up and share this video with all your friends. And if you don't agree with what I said, well, do jump right down into the comment section and let me know your thoughts. This is all from my side for today, but before I leave, did you know that I have written a novel and it's gonna be available on Kindle and Amazon very soon? If you like to read novels in the contemporary fiction romance genre, leave a comment and maybe you will get a nice surprise. You have been with Dr. Abhinav Atul, and it is my pride and privilege to be able to connect with you through this video. Namaskar. While you're still on YouTube, how about you check out this video, which YouTube thinks you would like, or check out my WandaVision series discussion.